Hey, what's going on everyone? Appreciate y'all coming here and checking out this Fallout 76 video. In this one, I'm going to be sharing with y'all this new large update that just came into Fallout 76 today. It did come with quite a bit of things I've been discussing previously on my channel. But yeah, I'll be talking about the negatives and the positives too within this, just sharing my thoughts. So let's get into this, guys, shall we? So as you can see here, Bethesda just shared a Inside the Vault article talking about this new update called the Ghoul Within. And here are the release notes. Today's Ghoul Within update gives all Wastelanders an opportunity to turn themselves into a ghoul, unlocking a whole new way to experience Appalachia with new gameplay mechanics and Ghoul exclusive perk cards. We hope you are all ready to unleash your inner ghoul. Yeah, I don't know if I might be a little bit, but for the most part, not really. But we'll see how it goes, I guess. The update highlights here is the Ghoulification. There's a new quest line called Leap of Faith. As you can see here, it says, take a leap of faith in a new section of the Savage Divide and emerge a full-fledged ghoul. So yeah, it comes with quite a bit of new locations up in this new area. And new camp spots too, which I covered those also. Actually, a video over the new camp spots will pop up at the end of this video if you're interested in the new camp spots you can find. So I cover some of the best ones in that video. Anyways, also, we have Ghoul exclusive perk cards. Find Ghoul-tastic build opportunities with 30 new perk cards, 28 regular ones, and 2 legendary ones. I've also covered all those in the past. I'll have a link down below in the description to that video of all the new perk cards if you're interested in those. Anyways, lastly here we got the Season 20 Glow of the Ghoul. States here, mutation, radiation, glow. It's time to ghoulify Appalachia. And as you can see, it's upward toward a 40 gigabyte download if I'm like rounding it up. It is above 35 gigabytes, exactly 37.6 gigabytes on the PC and 37.6 gigabytes on the Xbox. It's going to be a little bit lower of download on the PlayStation at 36.8 and a really lower one on PC Steam at 18.9 gigabytes. So yeah, roughly around a 40 gigabyte download. That is a massive update. Anyways, let's get more into this. The Ghoulification. To begin your path to the ghoul life, you'll have to pick up the questline Leap of Faith, which will take you into a new section of the Savage Divide. There you will meet characters who will aid you in your transformation. Completing this questline will complete your transformation, unlocking new ghoul exclusive abilities such as Glow and Feral, as well as giving you access to 30 new ghoul exclusive perks. The Ghoulities, aka abilities. When you're feral, here will be the perks you'll get, which by the way, I'll go ahead and read this off. This will explain how feral works. Becoming a ghoul sheds the need to state your hunger and thirst. Instead, you battle against a gnawing desire to slip back into your base nature, abandoning all sanity you might have had. The new feral meter drains over time and can only be filled back up by consuming chems. You may not want to keep that meter 100% filled though. Your feral status provides different bonuses and penalties depending on how full the meter is. So yeah, as you can see here, if your feral meter is above 80%, you gain plus 3 strength, plus 3 endurance, and plus 30 max hit points. If it's above 60%, you gain plus 15 max hit points. If it's above 40%, you lose -1 endurance and -5 max hit points. If it's above 20%, you lose -3 endurance, -15 max hit points, and -10 max action points. And if it's at 0%, you gain plus 150% melee damage, which that's awesome. However, you lose -5 endurance, -99 charisma, -30 max hit points, -20 max action points, and -300% hip fire, gun accuracy, and VATS accuracy. So, using weapons are out the window pretty much when you become completely feral. And I heard it takes like a few hours to actually get your feral meter at 0%. So I recommend once you do have it at 0%, don't use chems. Don't refill your feral meter because it does take a little while to get down to the 0%. If you're a melee build and you like using melee, becoming a ghoul may be a thing that you want to do because you could possibly get your melee build to be freaking powerful as a ghoul. But anyways, carrying on here, next up we got the Glow feature. As you might expect, when living life as a ghoul, radiation doesn't have the same effect on you as it does on the smooth-skinned. You are immune to diseases and cannot be mutated by nearby radiation. As a ghoul, radiation makes you glow. This new glow system increases your maximum health and heals damage you've taken. Based on the amount of radiation that you've accumulated, your glow can be tracked by the green striped pattern on your HP bar. Consuming tainted foods, drinks, and exploring irradiated environments all contribute to your glow. So yeah, you won't die in a nuke zone. keep that in mind. You can just run around completely naked as a ghoul in a nuke zone and you're not going to die. The radiation will actually give you that glow bar. But anyways, carrying on here, if you hear that Pip-Boy ticking, the radiation is hitting. While you're in power armor, your radiation intake can be seen on the RADS dial next to your health. Outside of the max health increase Glow provides, it also contributes to perks like the Science Monster and Jaguar Speed perks mentioned below. So yeah, on that note, keep that in mind. Glow acts as like a power source too. Like some perk cards as the ghoul, which are specifically designated to the ghoul, you can only use them as a ghoul. Yeah, they are going to require you to use a bit of your glow to gain the benefits of the ghoul perk cards. Like for instance, there's this one perk card where you're going to be able to hit stronger power attacks. But each time you do that, it's going to cost a percentage of your glow. You're going to be using a bit of your glow. So keep that in mind. It acts as a power source as well. Not only do you get like an extra health bar, but it acts as power too. But yeah, here it talks about some of the ghoul perks. I'll go ahead and get into some of these. As you can see here, it states, let's look at one perk card from each special category. So they don't cover all the ghoul perk cards like I mentioned before. Check the description of this video if you are wanting to look at all of the ghoul perk cards that were added. Carrying on here, as you can see, for the strength ghoul perk card, they showcase the Bone Shatterer ghoul perk card. It states here, your melee weapon attacks have a 45% chance to cripple a limb. So yeah, that's one of the new perk cards you can use as a ghoul. And for those of you wondering, can you like mix ghoul perk cards with regular perk cards? Yes. So you can mix some of the regular perk cards that you use as a human with your ghoul build. But anyways, carrying on here, for the Perception ghoul perk card they are showcasing is Eye of the Hunter. Your vision grants you plus 30% accuracy in VATS from a very long distance. This is an interesting perk card. Makes you be able to, shoot further. This is something you could use if you want to try out ranged weapons as a ghoul, but it seems like you're going to reap the most amount of benefits if you are melee. There's some excellent ghoul perk cards that you can use while in melee build, and also that feral meter too. That helps give you plus 150% extra melee damage. Anyways, next up here we got the Glowing Gut. This is an endurance perk card. It states here, irradiated food and drink grants 300% more rads. So if you're looking to get your glow up faster, this may be a perk card you want to throw on. And you drink some toxic goo or toxic water. But carrying on here, next up we got in the charisma category, Moral Support. It states here, the benefit of this new perk card, when on a team you become feral 50% slower. So if you don't want to become feral, this may be something you want to throw on. You already become feral really slow though, so I don't know. Either way, this is another new ghoul perk card you can use. Next up here we got the Intelligence ghoul perk card called Science Monster. While you have glow, gain 15% bonus damage for 10 seconds upon getting hit. That's awesome. That's going to be a beneficial one to use for sure. Anyways, carrying on here, the next one is in the agility category, and this one's called Jaguar Speed. You now sprint 20% faster when your glow is high. And for those of you wondering, does this mix with Speed Demon? I heard it doesn't. So if you use Speed Demon already, you're already good to go. You don't really need to throw this perk card on to get even faster. But yeah, carrying on here, this next ghoul perk card is in the luck category. It's called Wild West Hands. 36% chance to instantly reload your entire magazine when empty. So once again, this has something to do with ranged attacks as well. It's interesting they're showcasing some of the ranged ghoul perk cards. There's not many of them, and I really don't see players actually utilizing a ranged build as a ghoul, but there still will be players utilizing that, of course. But the majority of them that are becoming ghoul are going to be melee. It seems like anyways from the PTS and the tests that have been done. Melee, you get the most bang for your buck when turning into a ghoul. Anyways, next up here, it talks about the disguise system. And this is the lamest thing they added within this update. It is so tedious because you have to go to the specific character to get the disguise on. And you can't remove the disguise. You have to actually go back to this character to remove it. And you'll see why you have to wear this disguise. As you see here, it states, a ghoul's day out. With all these new benefits that help you explore the wasteland, we would forgive you for thinking that life as a ghoul was easy. No matter how well dressed you are, there are still some factions, like the Brotherhood of Steel, who won't want to interact with you. Playing as a ghoul will make some factions hostile to you, which will lock you out of some quest lines. Luckily, wearing disguises made by Jay, a new NPC you'll meet along the new questline, will allow you to interact with any blocked content that you may find when living life as a ghoul. Jay will also allow you to remove the disguise if you so wish. So yeah, here is actually all the quest lines that you have to wear a disguise for. And by the way, as far as my testing has went, there's no unique interactions from these NPCs either. Just a text that pops up saying you can't enter the headquarters. They act still as if the NPCs that are outside don't notice you're a ghoul. The real difference is you can't go inside these headquarters and do the quest for some reason. Not exactly sure why that is. But yeah, here are all the quest lines that you can't do this as. The Enclave one, the Wayward one, Vault 76 Overseer, the Raiders, the Settlers, the Secret Service, and the Brotherhood, of course. So yeah, you're going to need to be wearing a disguise if you want to do any of these quest lines. The Ghoul is mainly meant for players that have just already completed this, because if you do turn into a Ghoul, it's going to just make doing these quest lines more tedious, because you're going to have to go back and forth to JVO to get this disguise off. Yeah, it's not too fun. But anyways, for those of you wondering, can you use power armor with this disguise? You can too, as you can see. Anyways, next up here is about Bethesda's greed. In case you're wondering, can you turn back into a human once you turn into a ghoul after doing this new questline? Yes, you get one freebie, which by the way, this questline becomes available at level 50 on your character. But yeah, you can turn back into a human once. But if you wish to turn back into a ghoul again or back into a human again, vice versa, you know, back and forth, it's going to cost $10 each time you want to do that. 1,000 atoms each time you want to turn back and forth. So say like, for example, some of you may be thinking, well, that's not a big deal. Who cares? I'm not going to want to turn back anyways. Well, what if they nerf something? Then what? Like, what if something becomes unbalanced? You know how much Bethesda nerfs things. What if they end up nerfing something? Then what? You know? That might break your build. And there's a couple constructive criticisms of how to fix this, which the players would love. One would be make it a monthly timer thing. Okay. I think someone's like power washing or doing something outside. Sorry if you're hearing that background noise. But yeah, back to this. Some constructive criticism that players had, which I think are some great constructive criticisms over how to fix this. For one, players are saying that what if they have a monthly timer on, where once you turn into a ghoul, you won't be able to turn back into a human until after a month. That would still give it that permanent, you know, feeling in a way. It will really make you majorly decide on your decision. Other players are saying they could make it a part of a seasonal reward, maybe deep in the season or something where you have to grind for it, for another freebie to change back. Or it could cost like quite a bit of stamps or quite a bit of gold bullion to get people to grind more for this ghoul change transformation or whatever. Those were some of the solutions people had for Bethesda's choice over making this 1,000 atoms to change back and forth. Because their whole idea was they wanted to make it feel more permanent. That's the reason why they made this price so expensive. No, there's multiple different ways they could have done this, to be real. I hope you guys realize that. We gotta pull the wool over our eyes with this. We're not a bunch of sheep. But also another thing with the disguise too, a lot of players were just saying, why can't we just wear a Fosnot mask or something that could just cover us up? Why does JVO have to do all this? One of the developers were mentioning like JVO specializes in this and we're giving her a disservice. We're like undermining what her capabilities. The reality is there's probably some programming issues or something, because the developer was going on and saying, yeah, JVO helps mask our smell, helps hide our smell and all that. I mean, still, if we put a freaking mask over us and whatever, I feel like we can get the job done. I don't know, like in previous Fallouts, I think it was Bobby No-Nose, I don't remember who it was, but they just wore a gas mask. We could wear a gas mask. Heck, even power armor hides you. If you think about it, I don't know, it just seems tedious. We got to go back and forth to JVO if we want the disguise removed. Anyways, carrying on here though, it also comes with a bunch of new seasonal rewards that you'll be able to unlock. I'm not going to be covering all those in this video. Also, there's going to be a new event called the Big Bloom. This will be starting on April 29th. It actually is a really cool event. It comes with a unique boss fight of a huge honey beast. feel like that's really cool. I hope they add more events like this with, you know, more color to them like this has, and just unique bosses that we have to take on at the end of it. It makes it actually worthwhile. It makes it feel more worthwhile going and doing. Also, here's another new thing that I'm just now really learning about. Level 50 character boost. Don't tell me they're going to start selling this. Yeah, they're probably going to start selling these. Oh, that's perfect for the Ghoul. If you want to just transform and do the Ghoul quest line immediately, buy this level 50 character boost as well. And then turn into a Ghoul. And then if you decide you... Sheesh, dude. Microtransactions. So many microtransactions. They're not making enough money already from Fallout First and the Atomic Shop, and the prices in the Atomic Shop are just insane. A lot of things are just 15 bucks and higher in the Atomic Shop. It's insane. Think about it. 4 purchases, that's a brand new $60 game. Anyways, next up here are a bunch of fixes they did. I'm not going to read off all of these. Sheesh, as you can see. So many fixes. So many. I'll have a link though down below in the description if you want to check out all these fixes. But yeah, they really put in some work with the fixes, and they also made some changes to AP cost and weapon damage changes as well. They, you know, helped balance combat. Yeah, dude, lots. Freaking cool though. But I will read the known issues. I hope they have like the crashes in here somewhere. Let's see. Vault scrapping legendary mods. When attempting to scrap a stack of legendary mods, the check to see if the mod was learned will only trigger once. The team is currently investigating a fix and will let you know as soon as we have more information to share. Inconsistent legendary perk behavior. After transforming into a Ghoul, players may notice inconsistent behavior with the What Rads, Action Diet, and Feral Rage perks. Namely, the human legendary perk What Rads won't appear as locked away for the transformed character in the Ghoul exclusive perks Action Diet and Feral Rage may still appear locked and unequipable. Logging out or relaunching the game should address the inconsistent behavior of the perk cards. Ooh, that's not good. Actually, let me type in if they have anything about the crashes. No, they don't. Maybe stability issues. Stability. No. I know that is a big problem still. I know people are still crashing. I don't know. But yeah, hope you all found this video enjoyable as well as enlightening over the new update that just once again came out today, March 18th. I would love to know your guys' thoughts about this update. Overall, I think it's a solid one for the most part. Like, they added in a new location, a new storyline, a new way to play the game, but there's a bunch of downsides too over this. But yeah, I'm also excited for that new event coming April 29th. And, you know, becoming a Ghoul, I feel like could be a bit of fun. Just a different way to spice up your gameplay and checking out a new build that you may be interested in. Especially if you're a melee build once again. I might dive into being a Ghoul and just seeing what it's actually capable of. I'm going to try to create one of the most powerful builds I can possible with the Ghoul and showcase it. Show, you know, what's possible as the Ghoul. And then maybe, you know, compare it to a regular melee build as a human and see how much better it really is. I'm definitely interested in doing that, like comparing and contrasting regular builds to Ghoul builds eventually, maybe down the road. Don't know for sure. But yeah, I guess that's wrapping up this video, everyone. Hope you all found this video enjoyable. I'm out of here. As always, most importantly, I appreciate y'all taking the time, watching and listening. Until next time, peace.